Center for the Ethiopian Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello students, I'm Gabriel from Intellectual Schools International Branch. This is Chemistry Revision for Grade 12, Lesson 2. So in this lesson we are going to start with the decimal places. Decimal place is the place that separates the whole number from irrational number. Or this decimal place, that's the position of digit to the right at decimal point. For example, let us see 17.356. 17 is the whole number. 356 is the rational number. So this is what we mean decimal point. So this decimal point usually help us to separate the whole number from rational number. So in this decimal point, sometimes we may need to round from one digit to other digits. So in order to round these digits, we have rules. The first rule is if the digit that's going to be converted or to be rounded is less than 4, then we are not going to round it up. We are going to make it as it is, or it's going to stay unchangeable. For example, we have 12.34563. Then let us say what is the decimal point. Let us see the digit of the decimal point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we have 5 digits. So we are asked to convert it into 4 decimal place. So this is what we are going to do. This is our n because it is in the fourth. So let us check the n plus 1, which is 3. Since 3 is less than 5, then it's not going to be changed. So the last one is going to be 12.3456. 6 is going to remain unchanged. Why? Because n plus 1 is less than 4 or less than 5. Okay, the second rule is if n plus 1 is greater than 5, then we have to round it up. For example, let's say we have 12.456. Then we are asked to convert it or to round it up into 2 digits. So in order to round it up, we have to check the n plus 1, which is 6. Since it is greater than 5, then this one is going to be 12.46. The third rule is if the digits to be removed there is 5. Then if it is 5, we have 2 ways. If the preceding one is odd, then we have to add 1. If the preceding number is even number, we don't have to change it. It have to stay as it is. Let us give an example. Let us have 12.345 and 12.375. Okay, the first one, since the preceding number is 4, since it's even number, then it has to remain as it is. So the answer is going to be 12.34. But in the second one, since the number is 7 and since it is odd number, then it should increase by 1, which means it should be 12.38. Okay, if we say so, can you do these exercises? I will give you 2 minutes. Okay, the other topic is significant figures. When we say significant figure, we mean that the meaningful digits in a given value. Here, we have additions, subtractions, multiplication, or division. So in these things, or in this process, or in this measurement, we are going to use rules. For example, if we are doing addition or subtraction, we have to use the least number of decimal places. But if we are using the calculations using multiplication and division, then we have to use the least number of significant figures. Let us see one example. We have 49.146 plus 72.13 minus 9.1434. So let us see how we are going to calculate it. First, we have to add and we have to subtract it. If we calculate it properly, we are going to get 112.1326. But this is not the end. We have to check. What? Since this is addition, we have to write and we have to use the least decimal point. So let us check the decimal points. Here we have 3, here we have 2, and here we have 4. So the least is 2. This means the decimal point or the irrational number should have 2 decimal places. So it's going to be 112.13. It should be 112.13. Okay, what if it is in the multiplication and division? At this process, we have to use the least significant figure. So first, let us calculate it. Okay, the answer is going to be 378.7005. So here, now we have to check the significant numbers. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we have 4. Here also we have 5. So the list is 4. So we have to change it into 4 significant figures. So it's going to be 387.7 should be our final answer. Okay. Yes, in this topic also we are going to see the chemistry, experimental science, because chemistry and experiments, they are really related to each other. Chemistry always depends upon the experiments. We don't accept things without experiments. So in order to do these experiments, always we have to follow systems, or we have to follow things. So those things are like, we have to use the scientific methods, such as analyzing data, interpreting data, defining questions, asking questions, or gathering the information. Hypotheses should be included while we are doing experiments, or while we are doing chemistry experimental scientifics. In the laboratory, like we have to use the apparatuses. This apparatus in chemistry, or in the laboratory, we classify them into 3 groups. The first one is reaction vessels, which means the apparatus that we use them to take out or to handle these experiments, such as flasks, test tubes. The other equipments are measuring equipments. Usually we use them to measure what we are going to do in the experiment, such as balance, thermometer for the temperature, and pipettes. The third one is support and heating devices, such as tripods, stands are under this group. Dear students, and now let us remind what we saw in these lessons. In this lesson, we saw decimal places, significant figures, the scientific methods, and at the end we saw the experiments, what we use in the laboratory. But remember that while we are doing the experiments, please let us follow the rules and the regulations of the laboratory. See you in the next lesson. Thank you.